Good morning, beautiful people. My apologies for the last live, but I was having some technical issues, so I decided to come back and do it over and also to rearrange some things that I was thinking about. Because maybe some people don't get where I'm coming from most of the time, and that's okay. But as I was saying before, um, I just want to say to the people, to our young men and women, please take the time to find some self love first before you try to love anybody else. Because there are too many people out here deciding to be in polyamorous and polygamy relationships, which I don't think personally are healthy, but some people may think they are. I think that some people need to dig down deep within themselves to find love before you can try to love somebody else, and to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. One, there are also these cults running around here, like the guy, Nature Boy. Think he's locked up. I'm not 100% sure by now, but hopefully he is, because he has a sick, twisted, demented way of doing things. And also Miss Angela with the Colt Girls. More like, excuse me, Daddy's Girls, which I still don't understand, and I guess I never will. But anyway, this live is going to be shorter than the other one because I have too much to do today. But I just wanted to reach out and say to my sisters and brothers, I hope that everybody takes the time to start their life off with self love, not self hate, and to make sure that they are holding themselves accountable for the things that they do, and also to make sure that you know what you are getting into before you decide to step into a polyamorous or polygamy relationship. Because most of us would rather have a relationship one on one with a person so that we can take the time to get to know that person and love each other on an even playing field. My personal opinion, I don't think anybody in a polyamorous or polygamous relationship can do that because you have to spread yourself so thin to please that one man or that one woman. And these days and times, it's hard enough to please one mate. So to think about even trying to please more than one sounds like a headache to me. But I think our young people need more guidance in this life to understand what love is and relationships are, and also to learn to grow into a better individual than they were before. There is so much to life than a relationship. And I hope that a lot of people figure that out. I want our Black kings and queens to know that they are loved, they are appreciated, and we see them. I believe, and again, these are always my own personal opinions, but I believe that a lot of girls, young girls, don't think that they are being seen or heard, which is incorrect. A lot of us see them and we hear them, but unless you make it known, sometimes we don't know. And before I forget, please hit that like button and the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And if you feel like it, you can share this video if you choose to. So let's see. Relationships. Relationships are bonds between two people, sometimes three people. But a real relationship is two people and God. And people say, oh, it's just a piece of paper. A relationship, marriage, they're basically the same thing, except you are held accountable for other things when you are married than when you are just dating. Marriage is a covenant that you go before God and ask for his blessing. A relationship is something that you decide to do on your own, and there's no paperwork involved and no need to go in front of God. But it's actually a good thing if you do step in front of God and ask him for guidance through that relationship. Because all relationships come with baggage sometimes. They also come with strife. They can also come with issues, especially if you're dating someone that has kids by some other woman or male or whatever. You have to learn to work your way through that. And sometimes that can be a lot. That's why I understand why a lot of women say they don't date men with children, because that's too much to deal with when you have to deal with a baby mama, which I would rather say your child's mother. I don't want to be called anybody's baby's mama. I want people to also know, for the ones that are in the back that don't know, that we are kings and queens, and we did not just come up from slavery. Our ancestors were kings and queens before slavery ever started. They were stolen from their land, their possessions were stolen. It's a lot of stuff in history. And I wish some young people pick up a book and learn some real life stories about who their ancestors were and who they weren't. Because it's a lot. And we are a powerful people, but we act like we're not. We have young men running around here laying with anybody and making babies and not being held accountable to take care of them. We have young girls and women having babies with any man that they can lay down with and having babies and not being held accountable. If you want respect, you have to earn it. It's not always given. Now, who is responsible for giving out respect? You are. Now, when it comes to the elderly and your elders, they should always get respect first and foremost. Your parents, second. And you make sure that men, women, children alike show you respect as well, because you deserve that. My apologies, my voice is going out again today. But there is so much that we as a people need to learn. There is so much more in this life that we have to learn. And so much more in this life we need to teach the children, because they are running amok and out of control. And it's very sad. I want somebody to explain to me, what is it with this cult lifestyle that is pulling these young people in? Is it because they don't want to have to deal with a man on their own? Or they feel like it's easier to share out in the open than to share behind closed doors a mate? Like, what is it? Because I don't see anything fun about it. We as women, we are nurturers, and we nurture the men in our lives and the children in our lives. But we also need to learn to nurture ourselves. We pour so much into other people before we pour it into ourselves. And that's part of the sad thing. We need to learn that no matter what people tell us, words and ideas can change the world. But you have to want it for yourself. As I was saying in my last video that I had to delete, I want women to stop running around here and running over to Costa Rica and all these other countries and Dominican Republic and getting all these surgeries. Where is the self-love, or is this self-hate? Because God don't make junk and he don't make mistakes. So if you're running around here getting plastic surgery left and right like crazy, that means you think that God made a mistake when he created you. We all have flaws. That's what makes us unique. But it's all about what you do with the gifts that God has given you. And not to take this life for granted. So many people have taken life for granted that they have ended up 6 feet under and haven't been shown any type of appreciation or given enough to this world to say that they left their mark on this world. We all leave a mark on this world, whether we do it on purpose or not. Men, where is chivalry? Because it seems like chivalry is dead, and I wish it wasn't. Or more should I say, I wish that more men would get back into it. Just like I wish a lot of grown men would run around here in dress pants, bow ties, or ties, or a suit or a blazer or something else other than sweats, sneakers, jeans all the time. When will when will our people stand up and hold themselves accountable for how they're running amok on these streets? I would like to see ladies dressing like ladies. Not like strippers, but like ladies. Stop going again to get your bodies done and your face made up and all that other stuff, and learn to love what God gave you. Because again, God didn't make no junk. So learn to be happy with how God made you and respect what God made you to be. If that's a problem, then you really need to have a conversation. We all need to have a conversation. Because again, everybody has a flaw. But again, that's what makes you unique, is a flaw. Like, really, what do women want? I would like to know what women want in a relationship. Because some women move too fast. Some men move too fast. So I will say to my sisters, when you end a relationship, take some me time. Take some time to love up on yourself. If you have kids, love up on your kids. And get your center back. Because a lot of women, center is off. A lot of men's centers are off. My brothers, take the time when you get out of a relationship, take some me time for you as well. Learn to love you without anyone else around. So I have a saying, which I've heard before, but I say it a lot myself. If you can't be alone and love yourself, how could you be with somebody else and love them? You can't give them their all if you don't love you. That means that you're using them to fulfill something in you, but that won't happen. Their fulfillment will not stick because that's not what you need. You need to work on self first. Self-preservation should always come first. Always. Because if you're taking care of everybody else, your kids, your husband, your sisters, your family, your moms, or whatever, and something happened to you, who's going to take care of those people? There's nobody left to take care of them because you're not here anymore. So again, make sure you take the time to love on you first before you love up on anybody else. Like, give yourself a couple months to be free of a relationship and work on you. If you have children, pour into your children more. Teach your children what self-love is about, what self-respect is about. Teach your daughters what type of men they should want or not want in their lives. Because there are a lot of toxic men, just like there are a lot of toxic women. But we learn how to deal with it differently. I want women to get into a place where they are not fighting each other every 2 seconds and learning to love their sisters for who they are. Like, where do you really see men fighting constantly over stupid stuff? You don't. Why? Because they don't dig that deep into things. A man could blink and forget it. We as women, we can't let go that fast. Like I said before, I'm a person, I do hold grudges. I'm trying to stop doing that, but it's hard. I am working on self, and I'm taking the time to love on me. Why? Because I need it. I was too busy living for everyone else and not living for me. So I can say that honestly. I spent my time raising my son, and that's all that mattered. Even though I had a mate in my life, but that wasn't really that important. The most important thing to me was my son. And that's what I worried about the most. Now, back to this polygamy and all this crazy mess. Like I said, I was talking about that nut nature boy and that crazy lady Angela from Daddy's Girls. What is it with those women that they feel that they need to be attached to those people? Why do they like to suffer? Why do they like to be abused? Do they not have any self-love? Do they not have any self-worth? Were their parents not there? What is it that makes women or men join these cult-like things and allow other people to do the things that they do to them? Like, when is people going to wake up and get right? When are you going to wake up and smell the roses? When are you going to wake up and say, this is not the life for me, and I need to get out of this because this person is hurting me and it's draining me. It's not feeding into me, it's taking from me. When will people wake up and understand that life and love is not about hurting? Life and love is about growing. It's about expanding. It's about uplifting. It's about making sure that your other half or your people are good. People don't lead with love anymore. They lead with drama. They lead with hate. They live with a plot and a plan on somebody. Those relationships, if you want to call them that, are not healthy. They are dangerous. That Angela, that woman needs to be locked away. That nature boy, he needs to be locked away. Because that is not love. That's not respect. If a man could put his foot on your head while you lay on the floor, that is not love. If a man could watch you take your last breath and walk away like it's nothing, That is not love. That is not respect. If a woman could beat you to a pulp and then kiss you, that is not love. There's also something wrong with that person as well. Not just you. Something wrong with them that makes them be the way that they are. Love in life is always evolving. I heard a statement said the other day, which I absolutely love. When you get married, make sure you are available emotionally, spiritually, to love more than one person. And the meaning of that is you can be married to somebody for 30 years, but trust and believe the first 10 years, that person is different. The next 20 years, that person will be a different person. The next 10 years, to make it that 30, that's a different person. It may be the same individual, but unless that person grows into a better individual, then they're just being stagnant and they'll never grow. So will mean that you were married to the same person for 30 years. But if that person has grown and prospered and changed and aligned themselves properly, you'll know that's not the same person that you married. But always remember to love self first. You can't love anybody else before you love yourself. It's like being alone. You can't be alone and then act like everything is okay. You have to make sure you take the time out. If you are alone, make sure you take the time out to get all your eggs in a row and put them in the basket properly. Because life is about growth, it's about unity, it's about being held accountable, about being respectful, about being understanding. It's about give and take. Life is about so many things. Like, I feel like the glow of one warm thought is to me worth many, is worth more than money. My apologies. My mind is all over the place right now. But I'm going to get through this live if it shoots me. When you are trying to understand who you are as an adult, start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and then suddenly you are doing the impossible. You have to give a lot of yourself to grow. You have to learn to speak your piece to whoever to grow. Life is not a crystal ball. You can't just shake it and anything pops out. You have to make life work for you. You have to make sure that your last days on this earth, before you leave here, that you have did all you can do to make sure you have left a legacy, you have steered your children in the right direction, you have given God the glory in your life, because without him you will have no life, and without him you will always play with the devil. And the devil is busy 24/7, 365. But you have to find out and make sure you pay attention to what the devil is doing, because the devil is busy. Sometimes you can't change the direction of the wind, but you can adjust your sails to make sure you end up in the right direction. Because everybody don't end up in the right direction. But you do have to make sure you believe you can. And once you believe you can, you're halfway there. Your best preparation for tomorrow is doing what's best for you today. You really have to give your all to yourself first before you can give anything to anybody else. Be brave enough to live a life creatively. Create a place where no one else has ever been, meaning you have to do something that's just as powerful, informative, and expressive as you possibly can be. And make sure it's something that no one will ever forget. We all have to feed into this earth, just like the earth feeds into us. Again, like I said before, remember we are all kings and queens. We did not come from slaves. Kings and queens were turned into slaves. And we as a people now in 2022 are trying to reclaim our thrones and put our crowns back on our heads. Lift your chin up and walk with your crown. Know your biggest journey is the only journey with inside yourself. As long as you can fight internally and clear up the mess inside yourself, you'll be able to go on and do great things. You will be able to understand what is going on in the world around you. Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. We all have something we want to know. We all have something we want to achieve. We all have something in our hearts that sometimes is only meant for two people. That's for your mate, for your child and your mate. All these polyamorous relationships and polygamy. I used to watch Sister Wives. But me, myself, the lover that I am, I could never see myself sharing a man with 2, 3 other women. Now, it's bad enough some of us end up in a relationship with somebody and don't know nothing about something they had going on elsewhere. But polyamory and polygamy, that's a choice that you choose to be in a relationship with all of those people. Whether you physically sleep with that other ladies or not, you're still sleeping with them once you sleep with that man. That's just a real thought. So I need our sisters and brothers to really think hard, especially our youngins, to really think hard about what you want in your life, where you want your life to go. Is that really what you want for your life? Because sometimes once you get in it, you can't get out of it. You just can't get out of it. One of my favorite sayings is God always gives his best to those who leave the choice with him. Meaning, sometimes you can't fight your own battles. Sometimes you got to give it to God and let him deal with it. Because he can fight them battles for you that you can't. Like Black people, the most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to inform, to love, and to be greater than our suffering. Our people have suffered a lot. Our ancestors have suffered a lot. We are suffering a lot. We didn't go through most of the stuff that our ancestors did. We ain't built like that. Most of us could never endure the things that they have. We could never live past it. Our mouths either would get us killed or we just couldn't survive it. Like, how many people really believe that they could survive slavery? I don't think many of us could. That's the strength that we need. That's the strength our children need. Not saying they should suffer through slavery. Absolutely not. But the strength that our ancestors carried, nobody can beat that. We can't beat that. I don't care how many people say, yeah, we can, yeah, we can. No, we cannot. They did what they had to do to survive. See, people nowadays, they use people, take advantage of people to survive. They steal from people for their survival, not for the collective survival. Slaves worked as a collective to survive. We now pick and choose who we want to help. We pick and choose who's deserving and who's not. We pick and choose. Back then, they didn't pick and choose. They all stood together, whether they liked it or not. They were family. They were a village. They had to take care of each other. Where's our village? We don't even have a village much anymore. All I know is, me, myself, I'm creating my own personal little village with the people that I love and respect. Even here on YouTube, I have my own village. And I refuse to let anybody disrupt that village. I refuse. Because nobody deserves to disrupt that village. We are working hard to leave this world a better place for our children. But I still can't get past the people that live in that lifestyle. I wish I could run across somebody that lived in that lifestyle so I could ask them a couple of questions. Like, how could you emotionally handle sharing your mate with 3 or 4 other individuals? How could you emotionally handle that? It's hard to love one person, but to make sure you have to love 3, 4 people, and people say, oh, there's no jealousy, no, you may not express your jealousy, but there is some there. Most of us have a jealous bone in our body. We just sometimes choose to show it and sometimes don't. Like, happiness resides not in the possessions and not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. So, I want to know, how is it that these people can honestly sit and say that they are satisfied, happy, content, and fulfilled in a polyamorous or polygamy relationship? Just like you can't make nobody happy unless you're happy with yourself. You can't love nobody if you don't love yourself first. That's why we have so many black men turning against black women. I think it has to do with self-hatred. I don't think it's just because, oh, they date who they want to date. And you run across black men that say, oh, I don't date black women. They're too aggressive. They want to do everything. They want to be the boss. You know why we want to be the boss? Because when y'all walked out, we had to be the boss. We had to be possessive. We had to stand up. We had to be strong. Do you think most of us women don't like to be soft and pink and ladylike more than regular? We do. But lots of times we're not allowed to wear that hat. Why? Because we have to get up and work, get our kids together, make sure they're good, get your man together, make sure he's good. Then we worry about ourselves. But women now, need to wake up and get to the point where they put themselves first, their children next, and then their husband. Because he's a grown man, he should be able to take care of himself. I understand everybody has a role to play in a family, but some women and men are taking it too far. It's like they keep doing these little quizzes of who do you feed first, your child or your husband? I'm feeding my child first because I gave birth to that child. That man could leave me at any moment. But that child didn't ask to come here, and I gave birth to that child. So I would feed my child first. So I would ask you guys, one of you guys answer my question when you watch this video. Who would you feed first? Your mate or your child? Again, everybody, please take the time to like and subscribe to this video. I know it's late and everyone is asleep, and I pray everybody is having a beautiful, peaceful sleep as the queen is at work. So I welcome you, anyone, into my queendom. There are no gated walls here. And we're just right across the river from the city. It's a beautiful view. But again, I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be at peace. I want everybody to be able to come together. It's wishful thinking. Come together and learn to respect one another. You don't have to like each other. You don't even have to talk to each other, but at least respect each other. That's all it takes. And if you don't want to have to deal with a person, stay out of their space. Don't go looking for trouble. Unless you're looking for good trouble to get into. Like I was thinking, every day we should hear at least one little song, read one good poem, see one exquisite picture, and if possible, speak a few sensible words. Like I said, so much going on in my head and so much on my mind. I just try to express how I feel. I've been absolutely terrified every moment of my life, and I've never let it keep me from doing a single thing I want to do. All you need is a plan, the roadmap, the courage to press on to your destination. That's what we all need. So I know this is not the live I did before, but again, I had so much I wanted to say. And before, again, my volume, the area actually technically that I was in, had everything echoing and falling apart. Queen is in a weird headspace today. So my apologies if I'm all over the place. Today is really a weird day. So know that. Let me see what this says. In oneself lies the whole world. If you know how to look and learn, the door is there and the key is in your hand. Nobody on earth can give you either the key or the door to open except yourself. What does that mean? That means that you have a journey in this life to travel, and only you can travel that road. Nobody else can do it. Only you. Everybody else has a different beginning, and everybody else will have a different ending. But it's up to you how you fill in that space in between. From when you're born, the life you have in between it, and then the afterlife. It's up to you what you do and what you make of yourself. It's up to you. Nobody else can do for you what you can do for you. They say they can, but it's not always that way. I think I've been on here long enough, and my mind is running a little rampant. So I'm going to say this one good script that I've seen. A man has to learn that he cannot command things, but that he can command himself. That he cannot coerce the will of others, but he can mold and master his own will, and things serve him who serve truth. People seek guidance from him who is master of himself. Meaning, you have to look within yourself in order to get the prize that you want. You have to dig deep in your heart and soul. And whatever it is you want to do with your life, make sure you set a goal, a path, and a way to get to it. And master that yourself. Because nobody's going to give it to you. If you want something out in this world, and I don't mean going out robbing nobody, none of that. If you want something bad enough in this world, you go out and get it. You bust your tail and work as hard as you possibly can to go get it. Because if you don't, the days will pass you by. Today is the only day. Yesterday is gone. And tomorrow is not promised. So what you want in your life, you make sure you take the time to go get it today. Because you have no clue what tomorrow holds, if it holds anything at all. Yesterday is gone. Today is now. But the future is not promised. So make sure you build and hold everything that touches you and that you want in your life up to the stars, and ask God to make sure he puts blessings on everything that you wish for. Because without those blessings from God, it's a waste of time. Just like they say, if God does not put his hand on the marriage, that marriage will fail. If you don't bring your issues to God, those things will fail. Everybody's not on this planet alone. Sometimes we all may feel alone at times, but you're not alone. There are people, places, and things that can help you to that next level. There are people, places, and things that can guide you to that next level. The things that we love tell us what we are. We have the power within ourselves to begin all over again. If you need to start from scratch, you start from scratch. But make sure you know what you want. And my young brothers and sisters, please make sure if you're stepping your foot into that polyamorous polygamy lifestyle, that you know what you're doing it for. And make sure it's not a cult, because these cults are running rampant. And I still, to this day, don't understand how you can allow one person to control your mind and your body. That's your body. That person didn't make your body. God made you just the way he wanted you to be. So unless you're giving yourself to God or your mate or your husband, which technically should be your husband and not just a regular mate, then you're wasting your time. Because those people in those cults and those polygamy, you're sharing everything you own. I don't care if it's money, children. Like I said, I used to watch Sister Wives. See how many kids they have? That's a lot. From 5 women, that's a lot. These young girls having these babies by all these different men, that's a lot. Everybody is not allowed. But women possess a gift. And everybody should not be invited to that gift. If you understand what I mean. We were given that power of the P, but women use it in the wrong way. We allow people to use and abuse us. And sometimes we don't take account of what we allow them to do. Somebody can only take advantage of you if you allow them to do it. Somebody can only use you if you allow them to do it. Sometimes you have to make the choice to take back your power and say, no, I will not fall for this. This is not what I want for my life. And God has a bigger calling on my life. So take your own strength back. Stand up. Get it together. Say a prayer. And you fight for what you want. Because see, everybody don't want what you want. Everybody don't want to see you happy. Everybody don't want to see you grow. Everybody don't want to see you prosper. A lot of people don't want that. Some people get enjoyment out of people failing, which I still to this day don't understand that either. I don't understand it. But as long as they see you fail, you'll hear everybody's mouth. But when they see you step up and doing good, everybody get quiet. I believe that one always looks at the skies, one would end up with wings. Give light and darkness the will to disappear for itself. Meaning, sensible. Do you know the difference between day and night? The light and the darkness. Because day and night is different between knowing the light and the darkness. They're two different things. But people try to make them out to be the same thing, and they're not. So just know, if you are looking or trying to grow as an individual, step away from all negativity. Take a break. If you need to block your family out, if you need to block your friends out, and sit still and focus and write down a list of things that you want in your life. Write to the things that you are willing to accept and the things you are not. Because everybody doesn't want the same thing in life. We just don't. But I do believe everyone wants to be loved. That I do believe. And if you don't, something is wrong with that. Hold on for 1 second, people. Sorry about that. Like I said, always working. But again, I just wanted to come on for a quick second. I didn't want to stay long. But again, I want people that are interested in finding out about polygamy and polyamorous relationships, because I really want to understand it, because it makes no sense to me. I understand we're supposed to love everybody, but I don't think that's the kind of love I want. I want my own mate. I don't want to share with any woman or another man. That's not what I want in my life. And I want these young people to get out of that head space, that thinking that cult little thing is cute, because it's not. Those little cults they got running around, that daddy's girl and that nature boy and whatever the other freaks going on, that ain't safe. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your well-being. It's not good for your family. It's not good for your children. Y'all need to wake up and get it together. Because most of us have far more courage than we have dreamed of. We really do. Women don't take the time to understand that they have so much strength in their poor little fingers than some men have in their whole entire bodies. We have so much to give to this earth and to this world. And I wish young women and young men would tap into that. I'm not talking about the average college student. I'm talking about the regular schmegler. I'm talking about them. I'm talking about me. I'm a regular schmegler. But I believe that we need to open up a space where the younger generation and the older generation could sit down and have a conversation and connect so that they can understand where we are coming from so they don't think we're just jumping on them and pouncing on them and dogging them out. No, we're trying to help them grow and understand that the stuff that they're doing, most of us already done when we was young, but we learned a lesson from it. These young people, they're not learning lessons from the things they're doing. It's just like, oh, well, I tried it, going about my business. Or they run amok and cause havoc and destruction in their way and then think that they can move on with clean hands. And it don't work that way. Just like people on YouTube. People think that they can run amok, cause havoc, destruction, drama, all of that, and then they can run away, hide their hands, and walk away and everything is clean. That's not the way the world works. That ain't even the way YouTube works. Because somebody gonna tell somebody and somebody gonna tell somebody else. And then all hell gonna break loose. But again, I need people, our young people, our young men and women, to stand up, step away from this cult-like mentality, that mob mentality, and open their hearts. And if you can't open your heart and understand and respect other people as individuals and not group everybody into one lump sum of, oh, she's mean. That means everybody she hangs around with is mean. No, everybody is an individual and we all have individual lives. So allow people to grow and do what they're supposed to do. And if somebody needs a helping hand, put your hand out and help them. Because they wouldn't put their hand out for help if they really didn't need it. But I'm going to end that there, and I'm going to wish and say a prayer for each one of those young ladies that is stuck in that daddy's girl cult because they need prayer to get away from that demon. I'm going to say a prayer for those babies and those girls that are stuck with that nut basket nature boy. I'm going to pray to God that he frees them ladies and those babies away from that evil demonic man because it's sad and it breaks my heart. And I pray that each and every one of you have a blessed week. I pray that all is safe at home and well at home for you all. I pray that your family is well. If you are not feeling well, I wish healing upon you. I want to say mad love to each and every one of you. Again, please take the time to like and subscribe if you wish. If not, I understand, but please hit that like button at least. And please, when you get a chance, check out Come and Get This Commentary and Come and Get This Commentary too. Check out The Plainest Jane. Check out Nola Reads. Check out Creatively Cat. Check out The House of Princess. Check out California Cutie. Check out So Debonair. Busy Blue. Check out Red Label's Confessions and Reactions. Check out All Things Popcorn. Check out Amina. It's not Amina K anymore. It's Amina the Great. Check out. I love this man because he gives a lot of black news that most people don't hear about. Check out Roland Martin, Unfiltered, if you want to hear some black news. Or join his Bring the Funk fan club, or also even check out his app, which is the Black Star Network. That's where I get all my black news from. I don't listen to the regular news. Um, and I get a lot from the plainest Jane as well. Definitely check her out because she be on her grind. Check out California Cutie. Check out Cardi B. Check out Levon's Library. And these are not people that tell me to say their name. These are the people that I like and I enjoy their work. Check out um Mahanale. She has a Black Nerdy Girl World is what her page name is called. Black Nerdy Girl World. Check her out if you're a gamer. Um I'll just give a big shout out. I don't think she has a page, and if she does, I'm gonna go looking for it. And that is my girl Chi-Town Naja girl. I love her. She is hilarious. It's all get out. Check out Affairs of the Heart, which is so debonair. Dwayne and Easy Does. I think they come on every Thursday, I do believe. It's either Thursday or Wednesday. Don't hold me to that. But I do believe it's Wednesday or Thursday. But again, I'm almost been here for an hour. I know people are sleeping, and it's okay. But I can only get my content out when I can get it. There's a couple other people I'm thinking of, but I can't really think of who it is. Oh, Evelyn. And please, anybody that is out there, make sure you go to Danny Robinson's channel. I'm not an Avenger. I'm not none of those, whatever they call those people, basic people, none of that. I'm not none of that. But John Yates needs to be canceled. So go over there, sign that petition, and please share that petition. I don't have a community wall yet, so I can't put it on my community wall, but I am sharing it around. Again, cancel John Yates and his husband for their racist rants and saying the N word. And like I said before, I believe that is a word they use every day because it flowed out of their mouth like honey or more like milk. I'm not going to say what I really want to say. But anyway, I wish you all peace and blessings. Oh, before I forget, if you're looking for some spiritual guidance and you want to just every morning be in a space with God, check out the beautiful and wonderful, beautiful Shalom. My girl will get you together. She'll definitely get you together. And who else? I can't think. Said Evelyn. Oh, I almost forgot. Saki. Gotta check out Saki. Saki Speak Easy. Love her. She'll mellow you out if you need it. And she'll get you right if you need it. But again, with that being said, I wish you all peace and blessings. Stu Queen be out. Let me get my butt back to work. Bye, guys. Please make sure again that you like, subscribe, and share this video if you choose to. I'm out.